Every soul carries a secret, something we wish had never happened, a choice we wish we could take back. Some bury it deep, pretending it never existed. Others wear it quietly, a silent shadow following every step. Guilt has a strange way of whispering. It doesn't shout, it doesn't fade. It just lingers. It seeps into our laughter, into our quiet moments, into the way we see ourselves, and soon that hidden weight becomes a part of who we are, shaping our days, clouding our nights. We tell ourselves, no one will understand. We say it's too late. But what if redemption doesn't begin when the world forgives you? What if it begins the moment you face the truth within? This is where redemption begins, not in perfection, but in confession. No matter how far we run, the past follows. It hides behind every smile, every quiet pause, every sleepless night. We try to bury it beneath distractions, work, noise, laughter. But the truth, it always finds a way back. Sometimes it comes as a whisper in the dark. Other times as a memory we didn't invite. That's the echo of conscience, gentle yet relentless. It reminds us that the only way to silence the noise is to listen. We think confession is weakness, but maybe it's the strongest act of all, because to confess is to face yourself, unarmed, unfiltered, and undeniably human. And in that moment of truth, something shifts. The walls begin to crack. The soul begins to breathe again. There comes a moment when silence becomes unbearable. The weight of what we've hidden begins to crush the very heart that tried to protect it. You feel it, the trembling in your hands, the tightness in your chest, the storm behind your eyes. You try to hold it in, to pretend you're fine. But the truth doesn't stay buried forever. It claws its way up, demanding to be seen, demanding to be spoken. This is the breaking point, the place where fear meets honesty. The moment you realize that hiding your truth hasn't saved you, it's only kept you chained. Confession doesn't start with words. It starts with the courage to stop lying to yourself. And in that fragile moment, when your truth escapes your lips, the darkness begins to lose its power. It begins with a breath, the kind you haven't taken in years. Your heart races, your voice trembles, and for a moment the words almost die in your throat. But then they come, the truth, fragile and shaking, finally escapes. You confess, not to be pitied, not to be absolved, but to be free. Every word you speak feels like a stone being lifted, one by one from your soul. The silence that once suffocated you now listens gently, patiently. For the first time, you're not running. You're standing still, facing what you feared most. And in that moment, something sacred happens. The storm inside you begins to fade, not because the past is gone, but because it has finally been seen. Confession is not weakness. It is the quiet victory of truth over fear. When truth is spoken, something shifts. The air feels lighter, the heart freer. You begin to see the world not as a place of judgment, but of mercy. The pain doesn't disappear, but it no longer defines you. Every scar becomes a story of survival. Every tear, a mark of strength. This is redemption, not perfection, not forgetting, but forgiveness, forgiving yourself for being human, for falling, for breaking, for learning the hardest way possible. The moment you confess, the universe doesn't condemn you. It whispers back, you are still worthy, because redemption isn't earned. It's embraced, and as light fills the spaces where shadows once lived, you finally understand confession wasn't the end of your story. It was the beginning of your freedom. John Perkins once said, confessing a sin is the beginning of redemption. But look closer. He didn't say the end. He said the beginning, because confession alone doesn't erase what happened. It awakens what was sleeping inside us, the courage to change. Redemption isn't granted from the outside. It grows from within, from honesty, responsibility, and compassion. The act of confession is the spark. But redemption is the fire you build from that spark every single day. When you admit your truth, you stop running from yourself. You turn around and finally face the person you've been avoiding, the one who needs forgiveness the most. Confession is the bridge between who you were and who you can still become. It's not weakness. It's the first honest step towards strength, because redemption isn't about being flawless. It's about finally being real. Maybe you've carried something too, a regret, a mistake that still whispers when the world goes quiet. You've hidden it well, behind smiles, behind strength. But deep down, you know it's still there. Redemption doesn't belong to saints. It belongs to those who have fallen, those who have broken, and still find the courage to stand back up. Confession isn't about proving your worth to the world. It's about remembering that you were worthy all along. So if your heart still carries a shadow, speak it, face it, let it go. Because the moment you do, you'll see what John Perkins meant. Confessing a sin is the beginning of redemption. And that beginning starts within you.